Hello, grade 7 learners! This academic year is a magnificent year for us, and I am excited to be with you to share new things to learn. Welcome to our English class. Be ready to gain new learning and enjoy our activities for today. This is Ma'am Joy, and let's all feel the joy while learning. Are you familiar with verbal and nonverbal methods of communication? Then if you are, can you form a correct classification using these words? Analyze all these words and classify if it belongs to verbal or nonverbal methods.
The word shouting. What method do you think is it belong? Is it verbal or non-verbal? I will give you 3 seconds to analyze it.
Are you ready to show your answers with us, class? What is your answer? Let's show the correct answer. Did you get the correct answer? Well then, if you are, this heart is for you because you got the correct answer.
How about science? I will give you another 3 seconds to think about it.
Time is up, class. What is your answer? Okay, let's reveal the correct answer. Great job! You got the correct answer. Here is another heart for you.
Next word, speech. Is it verbal or non-verbal? I will give you again 3 seconds.
3 seconds are over. Here is the correct answer. Very good. You got the correct answer. Another heart for you.
How about the last word? Text messages.
Time is up, class. What do you think is the correct answer? Let's reveal. Did you get the correct answer? If yes, accept this another heart. Well then, class, how did you know that these words belong to verbal or non-verbal? What type of communication do you think uses verbal or non-verbal methods? You are correct. It is interpersonal communication. Would you like to become an effective and good communicator with other people? Well then, if you are, this lesson will help you. Our lesson for today is about employing a variety of strategies for an effective communication. Today, we will develop your interpersonal communication skills using different strategies.
At the end of this episode, here are your key takeaways. First, identify interpersonal communication. Second, recognize the different strategies for interpersonal communication. And last, employ a variety of strategies for effective interpersonal communication.
You will receive a gem for every correct answer for our activities later. Are you ready? If yes, kindly get your self-learning module, your notebook and pen. So class, what do you think is interpersonal communication?
Interpersonal communication is the process of the exchange of information, ideas, and feelings between two or more people through verbal or nonverbal methods. It often includes a face-to-face exchange of information in the forms of voice, facial expressions, body language, and gestures. It is a communication that occurs between two or more people. So, when you are just communicating with yourself, that is intrapersonal communication. The level of one's interpersonal communication skills is measured by the effectiveness of transferring messages to others.
An example of this is when you are talking with your friends. Another example is when you and your brother share your experiences about your first day of school.
Here are the effective interpersonal communication strategies. In making effective communication decisions. First, be assertive. Being assertive is when you communicate with confidence and respect. Example: expressing your thoughts, feelings, and opinions to other people with respect and in a way that they can clearly understand the message you want to convey. Next is choose the appropriate level of usage. An example of this is the use of appropriate words or language. It is very important to use appropriate language or words to build good connection with other people. Here is the example sentence. A teacher talks to a child using simple words. Another strategy is monitor body language. Monitoring body language will help us decode and understand what the person is saying. It also helps us to interpret the emotions and moods of other people. Example: Rika smiles while listening to her dad. And last, observe appropriate use of paralanguage in terms of volume, rate, and inflection. Paralanguage serves as hints regarding the mental and emotional state of the speaker. It is important to know how you say the words or phrases to someone. Example: Andre shares his ideas with his friends in a calm voice.
In making introductions, here is the strategy. Introduce oneself and others by providing name, relationship, or relevance. An example of this is when you state your name, place where you live, and your age in a new friend.
In making requests, first, figure out who is able to help you. Go to people that can help you or are suitable for your request. Next, be specific. When you make a request, it must be clearly defined to avoid confusion. And last, determine the best situation. Make good timing when you are making a request. In telephone conversations, speak clearly. When you speak clearly, people at the other end will easily understand what you are saying. Another strategy is don't shout or whisper. Having an overloud voice or being quiet while in a phone call makes the conversation very awkward. You might not get all the information from the person on the other end. For active listening, here are the strategies. Listen carefully and sincerely. Listening sincerely indicates that you are willing to pay attention to the one speaking. Make eye contact. Making eye contact shows honesty during a conversation. It also helps both people to focus on the conversation and read facial expressions. This strategy can improve understanding.
I hope you wrote or remembered all the strategies. Now, let's go to the tips that will help you become an effective interpersonal communicator.
The first tip is avoid negative body language. Body language can tell a lot about how a person feels. A slumped posture can indicate a lack of confidence or boredom. Averted eye contact can indicate that a person is uncomfortable. A forced smile can mean insincerity. Hence, you should always be mindful when it comes to body language. Next is refrain from interrupting the other person. Interrupting someone while they are speaking is extremely impolite. Nobody likes being interrupted because it disrupts their thought process and is disrespectful. If you must make an interruption and must speak at that precise moment, you must do so gently and politely. The third tip is think before you speak. This is similar to the phrase think before you click. Thinking before you speak is a great habit to avoid causing trouble in your life, whether in your relationships, career, or elsewhere. This strategy will help you to be more tactful and understand how to offset negativity with something positive. Thus, you should consider how your words will impact the person with whom you are communicating. Another tip is listen well. Listening to what others are saying is a skill in and of itself, and you should practice it when communicating with others. You will be able to understand that person's words more clearly and respond positively if you have good listening skills. It also shows the other person that you care and are interested in what he or she says. And the last tip is be neutral. Some people become defensive or aggressive during conversations. You do not have to become defensive or attack someone who points out your mistakes. Maintain neutrality and transparency so that you can understand what is being discussed.
Now, I know that you are excited to answer our activities for today. So let's start! Let's continue to feel the joy while learning. Now, I need you to identify if the sentence is an example of intrapersonal or interpersonal communication. Write your answers in your notebook.
Number 1. Anna and I are sharing how we will celebrate our Christmas and New Year. What type of communication is this? And the correct answer is interpersonal, because it is a conversation between two people. For number 2, Sarah is daydreaming about her future career. What is the correct answer? And the answer is intrapersonal, because she is talking with herself. Next, Josh and Jane talk about their wedding. Is it intrapersonal or interpersonal? And the correct answer is interpersonal, because it is a conversation between two people. Number 4. Carl expresses his ideas to his peers. What is the correct answer? The correct answer is interpersonal, because it is a conversation between two or more people. Number 5. After a stressful scenario, John says to himself to calm down. What is the correct answer? And the correct answer is intrapersonal, because he is talking with himself.
Awesome! Thank you for participating for our first activity. And for that, here is your first gem. Great job! Are you ready to collect more gems? Here is your second task.
And for our second activity, I want you to recognize what type of strategy used in the sentence. Choose your answers from the choices and write your answers in your notebook. Number 1. Anne asked help from her cousin, a math teacher, to answer her assignment in geometry. You got the correct answer. Figure out who is able to help you. Number 2. Nica states her name, age, and the place where she lives to a new friend. You are right. It is introduce oneself and others by providing names, relationship, or relevance. Next, while discussing their project, Marie respects all the opinions of her classmates. Good job! The answer is be assertive. Next, Dave listens carefully to her teacher while explaining. Great! Listen carefully and sincerely. And the last number for this activity, Dianne speaks with a good volume and tone of voice in a telephone call. What is your answer? Yes, it's don't shout or whisper.
Did you get all the correct answers? If yes, congratulations! Here is your another gem. Are you ready to receive more gems? Let's proceed to our last activity.
For this activity, I want you to give the correct tips that should apply to every statement. Analyze each sentence well because this time, there no will be choices. Good luck! For number 1, Jep wants to say something while her older sister is talking. And the answer is refrain from interrupting the other person. Next, your friend asks for advice about his problem. And the answer is think before you speak. And last, Dianne listens to music while Lisa shares her experience on her last summer vacation. And the answer is listen well.
Were you able to identify interpersonal communication?
Interpersonal communication is the process of the exchange of information, ideas, and feelings between two or more people through verbal or nonverbal methods.
Were you able to identify the different strategies for effective interpersonal communication? Here are some
Number 1.
examples.
Choose the appropriate level of usage. Number 2. Introduce oneself and others by providing names, relationship, or relevance. Number 3. Determine the best situation. Number 4. Don't shout or whisper. And number 5. Make eye contact.
Were you able to employ a variety of strategies for effective interpersonal communication?
Number 1. Avoid negative body language. 2. Refrain from interrupting the other person. 3. Think before you speak. 4. Listen well. And 5. Be neutral. Applying strategies of communication that are suitable or fit to the person you are talking with and the situation will help you become an effective and good communicator.
Well done, class. Congratulations. Here is another gem for you. Thank you for participating and accepting all the tasks. Don't forget about our lesson a while ago. Now, here is your assignment. Please refer to your self-learning module or take a photo or screenshots of this task.
Analyze the pictures and state fact if it displays good conversation and bluff if not. Write your answers in your notebook. Let's see if you can collect more gems next time.
That's all for now. This has been Mom Joy that will always remind you to feel the joy while learning.